made by lawyers in shaping our justice system. Merry Christmas to you and many thanks for joining us this afternoon here on the Christmas Day edition of News Central. I am Mawina Egbeta. The bulletin is up shortly. This afternoon, the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete Yohunu, has assured the public of maximum police protection during the Yuletide and beyond. Speaking at the Ghana Police Service's Carols Service, the IGP said adequate nationwide police deployment has been made to ensure the safety of lives and property throughout the festive season.
Personnel of the Ghana Police Service, drawn from several departments, converged on the forecourt of the Police Administration block to observe the annual Police Carol Service, the first to be held in the last 4 years. The event was attended by the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete Yohunu, members of the Police Management Board, POMAB, and senior officers, choir groups from the Police CID, Police Hospital, Police Wives Association, Police Ladies Association, and the National Police Service performed various carol renditions in celebration of the festive season. Scriptures were intermittently read, with the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete Yohunu, reading the ninth and final scripture. In his Christmas message, the IGP reiterated the service's commitment to protecting citizens. He added that police presence has been strengthened nationwide to provide security before, during, and after the Yuletide.
We owe the good people of this country undiluted and loyal services. I wish to inform the members of the public that adequate number of officers and men have been deployed nationwide to ensure incident-free and safe Christmas season. Patrols will be intensified both day and night in the cities, towns, and our roads. All security-connected information are to be relayed to the nearby police station for a prompt response.
A representative of the clergy emphasized the need for both Christians and Muslims to look beyond individual faith and coexist peacefully in the collective effort to protect the nation.
It sends a powerful message that despite our different faith traditions, we stand united in the service, discipline, and commitment to peace in Ghana. For us as Muslims, Jesus is a noble messenger of God who was sent with a message of mercy, justice, humility, love for humanity. These values are not only Christian values, they are universal values. And they are also deeply rooted in my faith.
The Police Carol Service ended on a note of unity, reflection, and renewed commitment to public safety. Stanley Nibleu, TV3 News, Accra.
Well, the Western Region Command of the Ghana Police Service is assuring residents and tourists in the capital, Sekunde, of a heightened security presence this festive season. Regional Commander DCOP Frank Abrokwa says the police have deployed personnel and logistics in a four-pronged approach to ensure public safety and order during the Christmas. Abraham Mensah reports.
This is how Christmas is celebrated in Sekondi Takoradi. Thousands of residents and tourists revel in the annual Masquerade Festival. Anticipating even larger crowds this year, the police intend to address potential security threats through a four-pronged strategy: highway patrols, traffic management and intracity patrols, surveillance of beaches and religious events, and most importantly, increased police visibility and checks at the Masquerade Festival grounds. Western Regional Police Commander DCOP Frank Abrakwa explained further.
We designed our plan, our operational plan in such a way that we are taking care of all these situations. We expect the Central Business District to be choked, human traffic. So we have both patrol officers and men in vehicles to control these crowds, as well as the beaches. We have people there to ensure that the celebrants, they come home safe.
DCOP Abrakwa urged the public to take their personal security seriously while the police diligently play their part.
As you set out to go and enjoy yourselves, please be sure or make sure that your home is secured. Doors should be locked, taps should be locked, and Malis, when you're going to church, let us make sure that we have some security officers at home, or at least there are some people who take care of our properties back home.
There is certainly no other place worth celebrating this Christmas than Sekondi Takoradi. Over 80 masquerade clubs are gearing up for a competition of colors and costumes, dance and other performing arts this festive season. Abraham Mensah, TV3 News, Takoradi.
And we can walk you through some messages this Christmas as well, starting off with the first gentleman of the land, President John Mahama. And this is what he had to share with Ghanaians as Christmas is upon us. And it reads that it's my first Christmas with you as your comeback president. And I am filled with gratitude for the trust you have placed in my government. We are committed to the Resetting Ghana agenda to position Ghana on a path of inclusive growth, job creation, accountability, and prosperity. It goes on to say that as we work together tirelessly to revive our economy, complete stalled projects, expand our infrastructure, and build a Ghana that works for every citizen, let us draw inspiration from the hope that Christmas brings. And that is President John Dramani Mahama's message to all of Ghanaians this Christmas. This afternoon, the minority leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, has warned against division and disunity in the new patriotic party ahead of the party's flag bearer race in January 2026, urging members to treat one another with utmost respect and decorum. In a Christmas message centered on the party's electoral defeats and the lessons, he asked party members to prove critics wrong by proving that the NPP is bound for victory in 2028. Christian Yale is connecting with us with a bit more on this particular one. Chris, one would have expected a Christmas message to center on the birth of Christ and all of that. What is calling for this message or prompting this message from the minority leader?
Yes, exactly, Eric. Also because in the last meeting of Parliament, we saw 63 MPs from the Minority Caucus publicly endorse Dr. Bawumia as the flag bearer. Now, there are other MPs who are in the camp of Kennedy Japan, and even one of the contenders, Brian Achampon himself, is also an MP from the minority side. And so the minority leader knows it very well that even from his own backyard within the minority caucus, there is that urgent need for unity, even as they have their own differences by way of who they support as the flag bearer for the party in 2028. Now, he mentions that the 2024 defeat of the party is one of the devastating defeats that NPP has ever witnessed. But he sees it that the time for sympathy has passed, and now there is that need for unity. He says, for instance, that the resolve of the party from now should be one that protects the long-held legacy of the Dankwa Dombo Buzia tradition. And he wants the party to prove to critics that they are ready for power. We can take a listen to what Alexander Afenyo-Markin has been saying.
As we prepare for our upcoming flag bearer primaries next year, let us treat one another and our cherished tradition as sacred. what our forebears put together through their sweat and blood, I dare say that let no party member put asunder. Let us not act in any way that will destroy the unity, credibility, and moral authority of our party. We are bound to have differences and disappointments. We are free to support those we believe can best lead us to victory in 2028. But let us not wash our dirty linen in public. Where our differences can be settled behind closed doors, let us settle them out of the public glare. Where they cannot, let us agree to disagree for the sake of the mission ahead. We must also resolve that aggressions and ambitions of extremists amongst us are stopped early, decisively, and collectively before they threaten us all. Internal decay, not external opposition, is what destroys us most quickly. Let us not give up. However long it takes, the hour of victory will come. And that hour definitely shall be December 7th, 2028. Working for victory can be hard, yet the new Patriotic Party has accomplished hard tasks before. We did it in 2000, in 2004, 2016, and 2020.
Well, Chris, we know that he's been commending his side of the house as well, but what more has he been saying in relation to that flag bearer race?
Minority Leader Patricia Piaget and the Chief Whip Frank Anadompre and his deputies Habib Idris and Jerry Ahmed Shaib, and commends them for their stellar leadership throughout the last meeting of Parliament and indeed throughout the first session. But he goes ahead to talk about the fact that, see, the campaign for flag bearer must come with some humility and respect for one another. Alexander Afiomakin is of the view that beyond January 31st, 2026, there is life, and as such, the party must not collapse because of the upcoming flag bearer elections. We can take a listen to how he put it himself.
Campaign for flag bearer aspirants must be done with decorum, humility, and respect. Respect for one another and for our party. Let our conduct inspire confidence. Let the message offer hope, and let our unity signal readiness for power. There should be life after 31st January 2026. Let's reflect on this even during this Xmas. Fellow patriot, this party has risen before and it shall rise again. The elephant may stumble, but it never stays down forever. It never forgets its strength. 1 year down already, our friends. 1 year is gone, 3 more to go. And I see and sense victory ahead. May God bless you. God bless the new Patriotic Party. God bless our dedicated foot soldiers. May God bless our beloved country, Ghana. I wish all of you a Merry Christmas.
That's the Minority Leader Alexander Afiomakin as well, and still in the festive season, and the celebration of religious festivals in Ghana continues to bring people of diverse faiths together in shared joy and fellowship. Over the years, this tradition has strengthened interfaith tolerance and camaraderie, contributing to the country's enduring peace and unity. This Christmas season is no exception, as Noor Mohammed takes to the streets of Accra to explore how religious harmony remains a defining feature of Ghanaian society.
During Islamic celebrations such as Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha, many Muslims in Ghana share the festivities with non-Muslim friends, neighbors, and even strangers. Food and meat are freely shared as communities come together to honor the occasion. Similarly, during Christmas and Easter, many Christians across the country open their homes in celebrations to Ghanaians of other faiths. This long-standing tradition has helped foster decades of interfaith unity, solidarity, and mutual respect, an example admired beyond Ghana's borders. Sheikh Armiya Shaibu, the official spokesperson for the National Chief Imam, weighs in.
During such a festivity, I do receive hampers and gifts from in fact, just about 2 days ago, one of my very good working partner, we worked together on the religious plane. She brought me a hamper, and I received it. I have a good friend pastor with whom I share platform on every Thursday on the television, and every Christmas he gives me, and just like I also give him in Eid al-Adha, and I share with him. This is symbolically to indicate that we are not enemies, and that within a spirit of interfaith harmony and unity as a nation, we can build on our common values and our common humanity and build a nation that is characterized by peace, love, and unity.
In Nima, a predominantly Muslim community in Accra, we spoke with residents and traders about how Christmas is observed in the area. Dr. Kasim Abdullahi, a Muslim lecturer at the University of Cape Coast, says his Christian friends celebrate Christmas with him every year.
This is a blessing that Ghana has. If there is one thing that we all have to cherish and safeguard, it is the peace that we enjoy as Muslims, Christian, and even people of other faiths. We believe this is the best treasure. Even when you look at the continent, there is no place like Ghana. Everybody thinks what Ghana is doing is the best. And the only thing that is keeping us united is the understanding that we have. I have lots of Christian friends, in fact, right from school days till now. And during this time, they share what they have with us. We also share with them. We enjoy the food that they cook. They share with us.
For these traders at Nima, the Christmas season is celebrated by Christian and non-Christian traders alike.
Yes, some Muslims celebrate the Christmas, not all. We help them to enjoy their moment. It promotes unity a lot. We all come together. We are like a family.
The Muslims are a majority here, but during Christmas, the market is quite empty. It's a good thing that we have peace and tolerance of one another. They give us lots of food and meat during the Eid, just like we do during Christmas. Many Ghanaians, regardless of religion, celebrate religious festivities, be it Eid or Christmas. And this sort of unity is to the envy of many across the globe. And each year, this unity keeps strengthening. Nura Mohammed for TV3 News, Accra.
Back in the studios, Media General's Takoradi-based radio station Connect FM has partnered with stakeholders to host the first ever Unmasked 360 event in Takoradi ahead of the Christmas festivities. 45 masquerading groups, locally known as Ankos, showcase their festive costumes. Irama Smith has more.
Excitement here in Secondary Takoradi as the city gears up for the annual Masquerade Festival of Christmas, as you would put it. Here at the Takoradi Mall, Connect FM in partnership with the Ghana Tourism Authority, the Confederation of Masqueraders, and the Center for National Culture are putting together their masking, whereby 45 masquerading clubs are showcasing their costumes for this year. It may interest you to know that each year there's so new costumes which are showcased in very, very elaborate circumstances. So this platform has been created for them to showcase their uniforms or costumes. And this is the first major event to herald the Christmas. So you can imagine the excitement in the city.
This is our first time, and it's as a result of the vacuum that we've identified that we as a stakeholder want to come in and also play a role to promote this culture. Because as we speak, within the Christmas season, the Yuletide, this city comes alive, and it comes alive in many ways. The masquerade culture is the main theme or the main focus of everything we do, because that's what we live for. So if we don't do things that will promote or give people a better experience, we may be losing it.
The chairman of the Confederation of Masqueraders here in the Western region says they have welcomed this particular program as it brings them together, and it also enables them to showcase what they have to offer for tourism.
I think it's very good because at the end of the day, brings the tension and the argument and everything to reality. Because with the other unveiling, we take pictures and put them on social media. People decide on whose dress is beautiful than other. But this one, we are here looking at it one-on-one. You are looking at every style, every design, every concept of that attire. So it's a bit different from what we used to do. So I think it's a good concept that we need to help to increase the attention that people are giving to it from next year going.
Now, one interesting bit about this whole Masqueraders thing is that Ankos, that's the club, was the first to start it here in the Western region in 1956. It was actually imported from Salzburg. So when you talk about Masqueraders, it's synonymous to Ankos, irrespective of the club that is coming from. Let's listen to the oldest club, which still exists here in Secondary Takrady.
Yeah, Takrady had a first fancy club on the Ankos. I don't know, this year, I tell you, every year behind a dinner, what it is. This year, I don't know, Echo, Hebrew Kesem or Yechel, but Eba, I can't language or Yamitiasi.
Parkway Simpson is the event manager for Connect FM.
Apart from the Unmasked 360 that we collaborated with Center for National Culture, we are also organizing another one with one of the biggest groups in the region, and that is Supreme Masqueraders. We've named that one Supreme Ankos Village. The Supreme Ankos Village starts from the 24th, that is the 24th night. That is the waykeeping. Then the whole day for 25th and 26th. So it's a 3-day event at Estafan Bentham number 1, number 2 area. Abukadulos Road. When you come there, it's a whole village, and it's also a new thing that we are introducing into this year's Masquerading Festival in the Secondary Takrady Metropolis.
Now the lid is open. All the Christmas festivities can now begin. Come to Secondary Takrady for an exciting Yuletide. Era Smith, TV3 News, Takrady.
Well, the Ghana Road Transport Union, the GPRTU, is urging the public to report to the police any transport operator found charging exorbitant fees. Despite repeated warnings, some drivers continue to flout the rules, and the union insists that the law must deal firmly with offenders.
Some members of the public have been complaining about the arbitrary increase in transport fares. This prompted Accra Metropolitan Chief Executive to warn that recalcitrant drivers will be dealt with for overcharging passengers. Industrial Relations Officer of the GPRTU, Abbas Imoru, says the union welcomes the arrest and prosecution of drivers caught extorting commuters with high fares.
Imagine you send your child to school. The child is with this 60 days coming back to either Achimata or La Paz. Just for any vehicle which comes says La Paz, 10 cities, Achimata, 10 cities. Do you expect this child to walk back home? If about 6 drivers has been arrested, we welcome it. Maybe that will show us a deterrent to others.
Some drivers in Accra, however, blamed heavy traffic and the shortage of vehicles for the situation.
We charge the normal fare, we don't charge overdrive fare. For example, we have 4 bus stop, Dowenya, Chopoli, and Sege Kase. We reduce the fare 35 up to Sege. So Kase and corridor is 40. But as at its expense, we are taking 42, the normal fare. We have about 98 stations here. So I don't think the welfare chairman will allow anybody to charge overdrive fare.
The drivers sometimes they bring empty buses from the place they're from. They came there, they put some small money on top. We our buses, we don't put any money on top. The same fare we are taking.
Meanwhile, GPRTU Industrial Relations Officer Abbas Imoru noted that with the legalization of the Okada business, the union would welcome any rider who wishes to join.
Well, they are supposed to join any society, any union of their choice. So if they decide to join GPRTU, they are welcome. They decide to join cooperatives, concern any, or they decide also to group themselves and register as transport operators it is also allowed. For GPRTU, we are the leading transport operators. We have the technical know-how. We could even allow some of them to join us at our stations. That would be privilege to them if they join GPRTU.
So you heard it. You can report drivers who are charging exorbitant fees. But let's switch lanes from the drivers, but still on the festive season. On the eve of Christmas, which was yesterday, we also caught up with last-minute shoppers who trooped to Accra Central Business District for last-minute shopping. From heavy vehicular traffic to price fluctuations, both traders and customers were making the most of the final hours before the holiday season. Grace Hamwajiman has more in this report.
The Christmas rush is here. The Central Business District of Accra choked with traders and shoppers. From Makola to Rollins Park, shoppers are on a mission, buying clothes, food items, decorations and gifts for Christmas, but not without the unpleasant congestion.
Chain, any watches, any Christmas hats, a channel. You
can't even tell whether there are some ghosts amongst us. The whole place is too crowded.
Some just come to work and don't buy anything. Those who won't buy should not come.
And for some traders, the bigger the crowd, the better the sales.
People are buying. Everything is okay in the market. I wouldn't lie to you. Compared to the previous year, that one is better.
But not everyone is cashing in.
The market is not good at all. The market is not good at all. They have been coming to town, choking Mokola, but they are not buying for us. They will come and order our things. When you call them the price, they will leave you. They are not buying. The things are not expensive.
With pavement overflowing, many pedestrians were forced onto the road, slowing down traffic.
Traffic in the obedi traffic ma would have been go to me for be now with
The traffic jam is very frustrating, and all of that adds to how much we charge.
Also with me
Despite the congestion, the mood remains festive as the Christmas season also means increased income for many traders.
The season most of you have been waiting for is finally here. But while the shopping experience might be unpleasant because of the vehicular and human traffic here, well, let's just say it is just for the season. Come in, get what you want, and you go out. And that is how you survive in the Central Business District. Grace Hamwajiman, TV3 News, Makola, Accra.
Observing this festive season, homes and streets across the country are filled with music, food, and reunions. For many families, it is a time of joy and togetherness. But public health experts caution that some of the very activities that define the celebrations may have lasting health repercussions long after the festivities end. Here's a report by Sarah Pinkrow.
Heavy eating and excessive drinking to crowded parties and reckless driving, the season often comes with risky choices. Health experts say overindulgence in sugary, salty, and fatty foods contributes to a rise in non-communicable diseases such as diabetes, hypertension, and heart disease. Ghana's diet has changed rapidly over the years, with data from the Food and Agriculture Organization showing that daily calorie availability increased from approximately 1,800 calories per person in 1984 to nearly 3,000 calories by 2010. At the same time, nutrition gaps persist. A national micronutrient survey found that 1 in 5 Ghanaian children under 5 is deficient in vitamin A and iron, while 1/3 are anemic. Among women of reproductive age, anemia affects up to 45% of pregnant women, with widespread deficiencies in folate and vitamin B12.
It is advisable, because it's festive season, we limit the intake of highly processed foods. At the end of the season, we are going to come up with these diseases. Already we are challenged with how to handle them. So we are advising Ghanaians to eat in moderation. People will whine. But remember, as you drink and wine, the effects are that, or the repercussions are that, the results are that you come up with obesity, you come up with hypertension. You may even have an accident on your way just because you have drunk and it's not seen clearly on your way back to the house.
Beyond diet, crowded markets, churches, parties, and family gatherings create fertile ground for infections. Respiratory illnesses such as influenza and pneumonia spread easily in packed spaces. Hospitals also record increases in road traffic accidents, substance abuse, all kinds of infections, stress, anxiety, and other mental health challenges during and after the celebrations.
The infections that have to do with the respiratory tract is what we suffer more. You may also tend to see a bit more of the sexually transmitted infections, and that may include syphilis or gonorrhea. Some extent we also see HIV and then hepatitis B and C. But for HIV, hepatitis B and C, usually people will not present it almost immediately after the events, because it may not show you symptoms immediately.
As the season of joy unfolds, the message from health professionals is clear. Enjoying the festivities should not come at the cost of long-term health for both adults and children. Sarah Apenkro, TV3 News, Accra.
And Marina Egbeta in studio with the Christmas Day edition of News Central. It will take us onto our very first break for the afternoon. We return with a bit more for you here. Please stay with us. You're welcome back to News Central. Now, the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, the DVLA, has suspended the rollout of its new license plates originally scheduled for January 2, 2026. Its Chief Executive Officer, Julius Nikwe-Kote, says the suspension is occasioned by the failure to secure the necessary amendment to the Road Traffic Regulations 2012 LI 2180, which specifies the content and format of vehicle plates.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, DVLA, Julius Nikwe-Kote, explained that while Parliament successfully amended the Road Traffic Act 2004, Act 683, the specific provisions contained in LI 2180 were not passed before Parliament went on recess on Friday, December 19, 2025. He noted that until the legislative requirements are fully settled, the authority cannot proceed with the rollout of the new RFID embedded license plates. The new vehicle registration number plates have been designed to incorporate modern technology, including radio frequency identification (RFID), to promote traceability and enhance road safety. As a result, the DVLA has extended the use of vehicles currently operating with departure from port (DP) stickers and DV plates until further notice.
We have given extension to all DP stickers to operate, so we come back with another announcement. The same apply to DV, that is the defective vehicle plate, to also be used. Then, any company or individual who wishes to register can also do so in 2026. Just that you must be mindful of the fact that when the new ones are being rolled out, you'll be compelled to change and pay again. That is it.
Meanwhile, the Vehicle Enforcement Association of Ghana, VEMAG, has filed an injunction at the High Court in Accra, seeking to restrain the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, DVLA, from rolling out a digital or any new vehicle number plate registration system beginning January 2026. The suit was filed by Beminco Enforcement Limited and 26 other plaintiffs, all members of the Vehicle Enforcement Association of Ghana, VEMAG. However, the Chief Executive Officer of the DVLA says the authority is innocent of all accusations.
Julius Nikwe-Kote, CEO of DVLA, I have not cancelled or signed any new contract with regards to the new number plates. These VEMAG people came to me that they've been working with the authority and then they want to be part of it. And I said, oh, that's no problem. You guys went into tender with a gentleman who operates a company called Omel. So he's part of you. You went to the same tender with him. If he's won the contract and you want to do it, better go and meet him and then do what? Have a discussion with him. So you're surprised. The one who won the contract is saying that he is willing to welcome the people coming to do the RFID. And those who never won the contract have rather gone to court. And we'll meet them in court.
The DVLA is confident of rolling out its pending RFID license plates next year after the resolution of all outstanding issues. Stanley Niblew, TV3 News, Accra.
Well, as the festive spirit takes hold of the Bono East region, the DVLA is moving to ensure the season of joy doesn't turn into one of mourning. The regional director has cautioned drivers to resist the urge to overcharge passengers or speed to make extra trips, reminding them that their lives and the lives of their passengers are far more valuable than the temporary windfall of the holiday season.
Yuletide seasons like this, drivers, because of the demand for transport, definitely they try to put aside the speed limits and the cautions that they are supposed to adhere to bring safety on our system. Look, this isn't, it's just a period. Why would you want to work from January to November? In the month of December, you risk your life. Probably it's a season where people cash in, but then we should not look at it. We look at safety, your life. You could be the breadwinner of your family. If you risk it and you die, what happens to the family? It's a season of love. So why do you take advantage of love to hurt a brother or a sister? Continue. I mean, if your vehicle is in shape, you will get the numbers. You go and come back and you go and come back and then you make your profit. But you don't look because people are stranded somewhere. If the prices are 5 Ghana cedis, oh Charlie, there's no transport, so I'll take 10 cedis. They're not being fair to the people of Ghana. So we expect that they should come down, and then we continue education. We'll try as much as possible to educate them, and everything will be fine.
Here, shall we? Because 2025 has been a topsy-turvy year with several landmark decisions and interesting scenes in the courtroom. At the heart of all, their lawyers were usually the key players to whatever happens. From the courtroom to the Constitution, lawyers assess how Ghana's justice system performed this year and what it means for citizens in the year ahead.
This is law. No one is above the law. We should all be careful what we do today. We don't know where it will take us tomorrow. And we should all always try and be very, very patriotic. I think the elements of patriotism in Ghana is going down. It's all about money, flamboyance, affluence, and etc. All these things are good, but the key things of integrity and honesty should lead us. And I believe that with God on our side, we can leave a good legacy for posterity and generations yet unborn.
If we have removed the Chief Justice over the fact that she flew her husband out of the country, we have set a very high threshold for lack of desire to tolerate financial malfeasance even at the highest level. And it is not right then that we would tolerate it from the Chief Justice and we tolerate it from anybody else. I think that we have gone 1 year, and 1 year has shown us the difficulties if we are not intentional about this project of punishing the corrupt and those who steal from us. So I hope that we are guided by the difficulties we experience in 2025 to better prepare for next year. If we are still rolling into the year on the same assumptions, on the same way of doing, then we already know that this is not going to work. So I hope 2025 gives us that lesson.
Challenges in terms of delays, serving process, and bailiffs, our friends' bailiffs, these are traditional issues with our practice. So we just have to take it in our stride and also see how we can improve upon our services. And more importantly, our relationship with our clients. Most of the clients, they want you to do the case program. Others want you to sponsor the case when you are successful before you share in the proceeds. So these are issues that, as a law firm, we intend to take a closer look at and see how we intend to restructure our relationship with our clients.
What the judiciary says is either final for you at a particular end, or you disagree and you have to go upstairs to get satisfied. So whichever way it happens, once it's within the remit of the law, all I urge my colleagues, my juniors and my seniors for that matter, is to just be patient and then listen to what the law says. It is only when any judicial proceedings goes beyond the law that any other person can seem to be aggrieved, and then you can go ahead. But of course, generally, I think I've learned a lot of law this year, 2025. So I will say Happy Christmas to you, and I'll urge all my brothers who are lawyers but are in corporate services to try and engage themselves in courtroom practice, because the law is in the courts.
The Minister for Education, Haruna Idrisu, says government is awaiting input from key education stakeholders as part of efforts to review Ghana's education curriculum to better equip students for the global job market. According to the minister, the revised curriculum, once finalized, will lead to the printing and distribution of new textbooks for schools beginning early next year.
Speaking at the inauguration of 4 colleges of education in Accra, the sector minister Haruna Idrisu said the government remains committed to placing Ghana's education system on a sound footing. The newly inaugurated institutions include Al Farouk College of Education, Agogo College of Education, and Bewa College of Education and Enchi College of Education. The education minister described Ghana's current curriculum as outdated, noting that it has negatively affected the quality of graduates produced over the years. He also pointed to the lack of textbooks as a major challenge undermining effective teaching and learning, adding that stakeholder consultations are ongoing to improve the curriculum.
In the revised curriculum, it is our desire, as I have said, to emphasize what should be the future of 21st century education and the 21st century skills, competences, critical analytical minds, we intend to introduce robotics, coding, AI, electronics, financial literacy at the basic level of education for learners as you prepare our learners.
Harun Edrisu further highlighted significant infrastructure gaps in many colleges of education across the country. He assured that government will expend a $200 million World Bank facility to roll out a nationwide infrastructure development program for tertiary education institutions across the country.
Government has secured $200 million from the World Bank to work to end double track. I should commend the St. Peter's School in Kwao as one of the first schools that have been able to end double track. So I'm going to reward them with infrastructure for going ahead of government with their own intervention to end double track system.
Meanwhile, the Education Minister says government cannot be solely blamed for the mass failure recorded in the recent West African Senior School Certificate Examination (WASSCE). He disclosed that government is currently studying the Chief Examiner's report, which will inform education policy decisions ahead of the 2026 academic year.
When the WASSCE exams was presented, you know, in Ghana, when students do well, you praise the students. When they don't do well, blame the minister or blame the government. I refuse to accept that the government of President Mahama and the Ministry of Education and the assessment body, we would not accept responsibility for those poor performance, but rather it should be a wake-up call on all of us to do an assessment of where we are with the state of our secondary education in Ghana. Quality assurance, quality improvement. Many of the institutions from 2008 till yesterday are still in the same infrastructure since Free Senior High School was launched. Not a dormitory nor a classroom was added to the infrastructure with the exponential increases in their numbers. That naturally will affect the quality delivery of education. But I'm told reliably, and I have cause to believe it, by the West Africa Examination Council, that much of the problem had to do with application from the examiner's report when it comes to the issue of mathematics. Most students were doing what you people call memorization and not application or analytical application of what they learned. And that accounted for them struggling at the exams, and that accounted for their poor performance in the West Africa Seniors Secondary Examination. We are still studying and analyzing the examiner's report. We will respond with improvement in the capacity of our teachers. And then also note that many of them did not have adequate contact hours with teachers because of almighty double track. They spend less time with teachers, less time in the classroom than they should. We remain very committed.
Now, from the Education Ministry to the Gender Ministry, because the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Agnes Namu-Mulati, has urged victims of abuse, especially young men, to speak up to help authorities pursue justice. Her call follows TV3's documentary, When Boys Cry, which highlights cases of sexual abuse involving men and boys and the lasting impact on survivors. The minister reiterated her ministry's commitment to creating a safe and supportive environment for all genders, stressing that abuse affects everyone and must be addressed without stigma.
It is difficult for boys and men to report because in this case they are in the minority, and so when they come we offer them the needed attention just for them to feel heard, for them to see that the effort is not just for the optics but for us to find real solutions and then minimize. Because one thing we should know is that if we refuse to attend to the boys, they will come and add on to the number of abuse cases or victims that are in the system. And so we don't want that situation. We don't want to jump from one end of the swing to the other. I don't know if you get it, so that it's not as if we are only handling girls and then when boys issues come, we leave that of the, no, but we are striking a balance as and when proactively we are dealing with the issues, and that is why you've seen us have the first men's conference, so that the protocols, the conventions that Ghana has signed on, they are not just on paper, but we are implementing them. So we work together. Don't feel shy or ashamed or think so much of the stigma. It's better to be alive, to see your dreams come true, even with a little stigma, or be ashamed, than to die without realizing your dreams. The Ministry of Gender, with its stakeholders and partners, is there to support you, to ensure that all perpetrators are brought to book, and then we seek justice. No matter how slow it is in coming, we will work with you as promised by His Excellency every step of the way. Come report the cases. We will handle them as you want us to. We will attach privacy and confidentiality to it, and you don't need to be afraid.
In a bid to promote economic empowerment at the grassroots level, the Member of Parliament for Krow, Agnes Namomolati, has extended financial and logistical support to more than 400 beneficiaries in the constituency. The support, which forms the third batch of the MP's quarterly business assistance program, was tailored to meet the specific needs of a constituent.
The whole concept is to ensure that we support. Not everyone wants a white-collar job. So as many as have their own businesses doing, it is to support their businesses so that they will be on their feet to be able to help others within their catchment areas. And so it is something they request through the office. So anytime they call, I ask them to direct it to the office, and then we are able to meet with them and then assess the situation, and then the needed support we give to them. Some come with as high as 30,000, 60,000 and the rest. But upon assessment, you realize that this is our capacity, this is what I can do. And so I go a long way to support them with the little I have. And by so doing, they are economically empowered and they are able to stand on their feet to, help themselves.
As a Krow Member of Parliament, giving back to society, essentially capturing the essence of Christmas, a moment of merrymaking, sharing, and being present for the people you love, and also persons who are in need. That's our message for you on a Christmas News Central. I am Mawina Egbeta. Many thanks for watching.